Hello, welcome to the Q. It is a special edition of UK Turn 19 Operation 20th Corps. Global War Enthusiast is out of town, so I'll be filling in. And it's a sad day here at the Q. It is a cold, rainy November day. First real opportunity to get on a hooded sweatshirt. And I don't know if you recall in videos past, but I have a favorite, and it's yellow, and it's all tattered. And it's all shredded, like it's been seen many battles, and it has. I could not find it in my closet this morning, which leads me to believe someone has thrown it away. That someone would be my wife, and we were scheduled to go out to dinner tonight, but I may have to rethink that now. Here is the British Commonwealth and France purchases. 42 is what they have on board. They're going to fix 3 in railroad. They're going to spend 4 to build a railroad. We've got a medium armor militia, 1 fighter, 1 infantry, 1 artillery, 1 attack transport, and we are finishing the air base. I think that's in Nubia. No, not Nubia. What is that? Upper Egypt. The artilleries may change if tech is successful. FEC is an artillery airborne finish the fort and a Gurkha. Anzac will buy a fighter and save 2. France will spend 8 of its 9, saving 1 for 2 Foreign Legion. All right, let's roll the tech. They have their own stage 3. That's why the artillery might change. And then the other one will be improved factories. So we'll make yellow the artillery. They're both at 7. Of course. That's how it works. So we go up to 1, which will never get finished. All right. Let's look at some attacks. We do have an attack here in the med. Let's see. We're going to bring out this transport here. I'm looking at my other transports. They're marked to go somewhere else. All right. So this transport comes out of Gibraltar with 2 infantry into Sardinia. And the 2 fighters, or is it just 1 fighter? Nope, I got 2 3s. So 2 fighters come out of Gibraltar, 1 2 long-range aircraft. What else do we have here? We'll have a bombard there. The battleship is not going to engage. It's doing something else. So that will be the attack in Sardinia. That's it. No other shenanigans going on here. What can I do with this medium bomber? 1 2 3 4, and have a movement of 3 left. So let's do that, or do we want to save it for here? Where would that come back? 1. Yeah, we'll just leave it out. We'll leave it as is. I think there might have been something going on with that bomber. Here we have some more attacks. We are going into the Caroline Islands. We have a fighter off this carrier here. He'll come out 1 2, have 3 left. We'll have a fighter from Singapore 1 2 3 4 5. He'll have a movement of 1 left, and he'll land on that carrier. All right, so we've got 2 transports on this card here in P53. 1 transport will come down 1, grab the motorized. 2, grab a Anzac infantry. The second transport will grab an Anzac infantry and the British infantry. So that'll be 4 units assaulting the Caroline Islands. I wonder if I got an Anzac close. No, I don't. Nowhere do I have an extra Anzac. I'll have to chip that out before I forget what that is. Let me just do that real quick. Since it's not my force here. So let's get rid of that chip, put an infantry. All right. So that is that. With 4 units, we have 4 bombards, 2 battleships. Oh, they don't have a heavy cruiser. All right, so we only have 3 bombards. All right, the last battle will be here, the sub in P60. 1, 2, 3 into, what is that, P43. And then we have the 2 fighters that were doing nothing until targets presented itself here in P43. So it'll come out of Malaya with that air base. 1, 2, 3. They'll have a return movement of 3. And then they're just going to go back to Malaya. All right. Before I start rolling dice, though, a little housekeeping. You can't build ships into a major port. You can build them into a major shipyard. So Boston Bruce had built this attack transport and destroyer into this port when actually they can't go there. So he'll have to choose, or you know what, by law they have to go out here into P26. So that's kind of a bummer. They're exposed for the Americans, so that'll be the end of that. But actually they get to go any of those shipyards in Japan. So let's roll some dice. I guess we're here. Let's start off with the naval battle. We do have a sub at 3. Of course, thank you. We have 2 fighters at 6. 2 hits. All right. So that pretty much is the... well, you might want to take that sub. That's a good question. I guess maybe I should have asked. All right, well, let's roll and see what they do. It doesn't matter if the sub stays because the planes can't hit the sub, so it still auto kills that. So the sub is the right call to submerge. So that's the 2 hits. That's the auto kill, and the battle will be over. So, but the sub does get the fire back. At a 3, they got a 2 for the light carrier, and a 4 for the destroyer. And that is a complete whiff for the Japanese. So I've quite enjoyed our confrontations in this part of the map this game. So the sub survives. The 2 fighters will go back to Malaya. All right, next here, we'll do our bombards here. We'll have 2 battleships at 4 and a battle cruiser at a 3. And that is a complete waste. All right. We have 2 fighters at 6. Got 1 hit. And then we have, let's see, it is not mountainous, so we've got 4 infantry units. Oh, wait a minute. This motorized can't come on turn 1 because these aren't attack transports. So we have 3 infantry units at 2. No. So we go to round 2. All right, so Japan militia misses. The infantry, there's a 1 on that other side. We'll roll it again. Infantry misses. All right, so the militia bites the dust. Now the motorized comes on. The bombards are over. Let's go to our 2 fighters. Couldn't get that the first round. So the infantry defender is an 8, nothing. All right, so far, so good for Britain. So they take the island with a British infantry, 2 Anzac infantry, and a motorized. That motorized, that was a bad call. I should have left it. But it is what it is. All right, so that was it for battles. Get those markers off. Let's go with, what's our last battle? I think that's it. This is it here. So we do have 1 bombard at 2 for that heavy cruiser, and it does not get it. All right, so now we've got the 2 fighters at 6. Come on. And then we've got 2 infantry, and that is mountainous, so 2 infantry at 1. Oh, how about that? All right, so now the militia fires back at a 2, and it is a complete victory this turn. That is so unusual. All right, that is worth a point, though. So Britain will go up 1. All right. I don't want to... I'll just put that militia over here for now. All right, so Italy goes down to 7, and Britain goes up 1. All right, cool. Let's do some non-coms. All right, so we're getting an increased amount of bombers this turn. So we're going to take this carrier, light carrier, into M1, I believe. Oh, for crying out. Oh, I did have that marked. That was one of the red markers. We were convoy raiding Italy with these 2 subs. I did have a red arrow there as well. So let's convoy raid those dogs. All right, so Britain will have a +1 for radar. So the first sub will be +3. So that is 5 to 3. That's $1. So we took $1 off of the Italians. And always mark your battles. All right, so back to non-coms. So the carrier moves over from M4 to M1. 2 destroyers, light cruiser, and a torpedo boat destroyer as well. All right, so these 2 items are going somewhere else. So 1 plane comes off of Sardinia battle onto... Doesn't have a magnet. Maybe the other one does. Nope, neither one does. That's great. So he comes onto the carrier. The other plane comes back 1, 2, 3 into Portugal. All right. So this plane here, and that transport. So this transport is going by itself on strategic naval movement of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into port here in Singapore. That is that one. This attack transport is doing what? He's going 4. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So he would go in port there in Lower Egypt. Now, why is it the attack transport? All right, he's bringing an anti-aircraft gun and an infantry, and they will go into Lower Egypt. Or Upper Egypt, or whatever one that is. It's upper, I think. Yeah. Nope, it's lower. All right, so that is that marker. Those planes have landed. This transport is going from M4, because we got 2 naval bases. 1, 2, and is grabbing medium armor and an infantry. 3, and then it'll go in port in Aden after dropping them off in Somaliland. Those are the repairs that we paid for. Take those off the board. All right, so let's go up here. Look at our shenanigans up here. We're going to bring this battleship out of port. And are we going in port? Yeah, we're going to go in port here in Portugal. And those 2 will be there. However, we are going to bring this destroyer down. 1, 2, 3, and it'll go in Port Gibraltar. All right, so that was that. Changes up north. Are we doing the transport switcheroo? So this transport here in Gibraltar comes out of port 1, 2, 3. This transport will come down 1, 2, 3, and he'll bring 1 AA and 1 infantry into Gibraltar, just to keep the old pipeline going. So this is an AA. I'll have to get that figured out. Actually, we'll just move that AA to here. Or will they want one over there? No, we're going to do that. All right, so I think that's it for the Europe side of the board. Other than here, I think we're going to move 1 medium armor and 1 infantry to Nubia. We're going to leave 2 infantry here, which is those 2 chips, but I'm taking 2 out of Lower Egypt to leave there. And then that will be there. All right, so we got a French anti-aircraft gun and an infantry there as well. This fort will be, or that air base will be built, all right, or completed. All right, that's in port. The medium bomber, we got 2 fighters here. Which I believe what we wanted to do is to move them to this middle air base here in Upper Egypt. So this fighter that's in M4, 1, 2, 3, joins there. And we'll move those Americans and French later. All right, so that is pretty much it here. We've got a seaplane. We got to get out of Dodge. We got 1 last sub on the board to hunt. So he comes out of Italian Somaliland. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into Borneo with that sea base. All right, or seaplane base. All right, so over here we've got an air transport in Malaya. It's going to grab an Anzac infantry. 1, 2, 3, drop him off, and then come back 1, 2, 3 back into Malaya. All right, so we got 2 infantry here. Let's see, we're going to leave 1 infantry and 1 infantry here from Benares. So we're going to leave 1 infantry from Benares, 1 infantry will go over to southern India, and then 4 infantry will go back into Calcutta. All right, the 2 Gurkhas from Burma will go over to Bengal. We got 4 infantry here in Siam, goes over to Burma. We'll leave the Gurkhas there. And that pretty much is our movement. Oh, we got to land our planes. So the 2 planes from P-43, 1, 2, 3, back into Singapore. The whole card here comes up to P-46. So I'll put those battleships back on there. I'm going to leave the French torpedo boat destroyer because he's coming as well. All right, so 1 fighter has 1 left who lands on the carrier. The other has 3 left. So I can go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Nope, we have to go back here to New Britain. 1, 2, 3. All right. Or we could go over here where the air base is, but that's kind of too far out. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 1, 2, 3. What's from here? 1, 2, 3, and it'll have to land on a carrier. Nah, it is what it is. It only gains one space, and it's one space further away from where we want to be. So, all right, we do have an air transport here in Queensland. 1, 2 grabs the airborne in Sydney. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and he'll land in New Britain as well. All right. And none of this stuff down here matters. No, doesn't really matter. All right. I think that is it for Britain. Let's place their goods. All right, so we finished the airbase. We repaired the rail. The rail we're building here is in Abyssinia on the Nubia border. All right, so let's finish with this. So this goes up north, I think. Down here in the south, we got a militia in Cape Town, a medium armor in Cape Town, a fighter here in Italian Somaliland. And yeah, this all goes up north. So up north, we'll build in the shipyard there, attack transport, and then infantry artillery in London. And we'll have one of those infantry that's in London walk over so that ship is not exposed. All right, that is it for Britain. FEC, we're going to finish the fort and place these goods. All right, so this fort here is complete on this border here with Benares and Punjab, preventing the Blitz. And in Calcutta will be an artillery. In Malaya, that factory will be an airborne. And in Bengal will be a Gurkha. And could have been a colonial, but Gurkhas are so much funner to say. All right, that is it for there. Oh, we do have the Anzac fighter, which goes here in Sydney. French, what do they got to do? Nothing really. 2 Foreign Legion come out of Syria into southern Iraq. So 3 Foreign Legion and 1 anti-aircraft come out of Nubia into Sudan. We've got a Foreign Legion here in Lower Egypt. It's going to come over to Western Egypt. I think we'll leave that French fighter in Lower Egypt, the French bomber as well. Do I want to do this or not? I don't think that really matters. We'll leave them here. What I need is another Foreign Legion guy, and I don't have one available. Oh, doggone it. Let's see if I can find one. I think I might be out of Foreign Legion, which, you know, I'm running out of all sorts of types of units as well. So here's a mountain. We'll call him a Foreign Legion. All right. So we will take two of the Foreign Legion out of there and go up here into upper. All right. Yeah, upper. All right. So that is that. Got A guns spread about the house. All right. I think I've got 2 up here in Syria. Do I just want to leave them there? I could rail one. I think I will. I will rail one of these. Oh, you can't see it. There was a Foreign Legion there. I'm going to rail one using the Middle East line, then using the Africa line over here to Western Egypt. We just need to hang on to our points. Let's see. I think that we're done. Oh, we got a French fighter here in Cameroon. You got a movement of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 to that air base here in Upper Egypt. All right. And then that French torpedo boat destroyer follows the British. I think that's it. Let's look at their cash. Oh, we got to place the 2 we built. So that puts a 3rd there in Syria. Or should I move that 1 down 1? No, we'll leave them there. All right, so now cash. They are collecting France 7, and they saved 1, so they'll have 8 for next turn. Anzac, they're collecting 6. I don't have a 6 there. They saved 2, so they'll have 8. So let me grab that. So Anzac will have 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so they spent their money. They are at 12. So they get 12, and then their bonus is 2 for Aden. So they'll have 14 for the FEC. And Britain, they are at 39. No subs rating, anybody, so we get +2, Suez +5. So that's what that 5 was for. So they got 39 plus 5. So that will be 44. So there's 30, there's 40. Nope. 30, we need a 10. 40. 1, 2, 3, 4. 44 for Britain for next turn. Hopefully that wasn't as confusing as it looked. So let's do a recap. No need for anyone to hang around. We'll see you again shortly for the U.S. turn. So, Northern England militia. Southern England is, okay, 4 militia, 4 infantry, 3 fighters, 1 seaplane. Import is 2 regular transports, an attack transport, a medium, not a medium, heavy cruiser, a coastal defense ship. And London is 4 infantry, 4 militia, 3 AA, 1 artillery, and then some Americans. And down here in A35, well, actually in Portugal, import is a battleship. And down here in port in Gibraltar is a destroyer and a transport. You know what? Let's just leave that battleship in port in Gibraltar so I can scramble out if I need to, or Pete does. So in port in Gibraltar is the battleship, transport, destroyer. In Gibraltar is 3 Marines, 1 armor, 1 infantry, 1 militia, 2 AA. Sardinia is 2 infantry. NM1 sub, coastal sub, torpedo boat destroyer, light cruiser, heavy cruiser, 2 destroyers, transport, fighter, carrier. All right. Oh, I forgot there is a fighter here in Portugal. Militia. No, this is Malta. Militia, 2 infantry, 2 AA. Western Egypt, 2 Foreign Legion. Lower Egypt, a Marine, 3 infantry, militia, 2 AA, medium bomber, French fighter, throw in some Americans. in port as an attack transport on the south side. Upper Egypt is 2 infantry, 3 fighters, 1 French fighter, 2 French Foreign Legion, 1 French AA, 1 French infantry. Nubia is 3 Foreign Legion, 2 AA, 1 British infantry, 1 medium armor, and an American. There's a militia in Sudan, militia in Cape Town, medium armor in Cape Town. Italian Somaliland is 2 fighters, medium armor, infantry. There's a transport in Aden. Moving along in Benares, we finished the fort. We got an infantry, Southern infantry. Southern India is an infantry militia. Militia in Ceylon. Calcutta has 5 FEC infantry, 1 Anzac infantry, 1 artillery, 3 militia, 2 AA. Bengal, 3 Gurkhas, 4 FEC infantry in Burma. Siam, 3 Gurkhas. In Malaya is 7 Gurkhas, 1 airborne, 1 artillery, 3 anti-aircraft guns, 1 Anzac artillery, air transport, airborne, in ports of transport, and there's 2 fighters. We got a militia in Sumatra. Sarawak, Borneo has an infantry and an Anzac infantry and a seaplane. Oh, this torpedo boat destroyer here didn't move from P60. He can't reach the fleet, so he'll come 1, 2 into P50 and go in port in Malaya. All right, finally in the Caroline Islands is a motorized 2 Anzac and then 1 British infantry. These 2 Marines in Guinea will go over to New Guinea. No need for them to be there in Guinea anymore. New Guinea has an airborne, a fighter, air transport, and an infantry. Infantry in Australia, Western Australia, anti-aircraft gun in Queensland. Just for grins, we'll move up those 2 militia to Queensland. South Wales has nothing now. We got a fighter, anti-aircraft gun, 3 militia, 1 infantry here in Sydney. And finally, in P46 on that card is a light carrier aircraft, 2 transports, French torpedo boat destroyer, battle cruiser, 2 battleships, 3 destroyers, 2 light cruisers. And that is a wrap. Next up will be Italy in the struggle in Africa.